Well, first it was that Red Faces skit. Now Americans have found another reason to label us a nation of racists. But has it all been blown out of proportion? An Aussie KFC cricket ad is causing the commotion. It shows a man using fried chicken to make friends with a crowd of West Indies fans.
Need a tip when you're stuck in an awkward situation?
Too easy. KFC's crowd pleaser. A huge variety of delicious chicken and plenty of tasty sides.
Now, media commentators in the US say the ad puts the spotlight on an old stereotype that all African Americans eat fried chicken. So, is it offensive or a complete overreaction? Joining us now is social commentator Tori Maguire, along with marketing guru Dr. Paul Harrison and our US correspondent Mike Amor. Good morning, everyone. Let's start with you. Is this ad really offensive?
I think it depends on where you're watching it. Here in Australia, absolutely not. I think you could have stuck that guy in the middle of the Barmy Army or in the middle of a group of New Zealand cricket fans and had exactly the same situation. And it's really clear here in Australia, our relationship with the West Indies and our friendly rivalry with them on the cricket pitch and in the stands. And I think that here at home, that ad is not offensive to anyone. The problem for KFC, of course, is that it's been shown in a market that it wasn't intended for, and that's where the problem has come for them.
OK. Paul, what do you think the advertisers were trying to achieve here, and have they done it successfully?
Well, I reckon it's actually quite a good ad because it does have a very fun feel about it. I think one of the issues, as Tori was saying, is this idea that you've now got to think about if you're going to run any kind of advertisement, it's going to have a worldwide audience, particularly if some group particularly perceives it to be offensive. So it's one of those things that marketers grapple with now, is that whole kind of communication model. You can't close off your target market anymore. You've got to recognise that perhaps other markets are going to see it and not necessarily be too careful, but be ready for those kind of outcomes.
Mike, do you think Americans are being sensitive following the Red Faces furore, or is this something completely separate?
Look, I thought the Red Faces skit was racist, and I said so at the time. I still believe it is. But I think that Americans are overreacting to this because I think you can't assume that all black people are African Americans, and this ad wasn't portraying African Americans, it's portraying West Indians. So I think in this case it's certainly not racist, and I think Americans are overreacting. At this stage, it's had relatively small play over here. Mainly it's been online, but so too did the Red Faces skit. It took a couple of days for that to start to take off in the mainstream media. So let's wait and see what happens there. But so far, relatively small scandal here, but perhaps it might take off. But I think Americans in this case are overreacting. All
right, Mike, we'll keep an eye on it with you as well. Paul, is it time for Aussie advertisers to consider, I guess, a more mature approach, or do Aussies just relate to fun ads?
No, I don't think they should change anything as a result of this ad. I think it was a reasonably good campaign. The campaign continues. I don't think they're running this particular ad anymore. I think one of the issues is that, yes, there has been a reaction, but that reaction is contextual. You know, it's in the United States. Their market that they were targeting at was the Australian market. It advertises, it's connected with cricket. So, you know, I think we're probably going to be more offended by the Scottish in the Angus burger ads than these ones.
All right, well, as Mike says, we'll keep an eye on reaction over the next couple of days out of the United States. Thank you all very much for your time this morning.
All right.